All right, welcome everyone. In this video, I want to continue our work with interactive graphics using Plotly, and we're going to work with creating interactive density plots. And we'll do this in using two different methods. The first being what's probably easier, which is to just first create a static ggplot and then pass it into the ggplotly function. The other method will be to create it entirely in the Plotly package. So if we were first to create a static density plot, so we are going to be working with the penguins data. So just be sure you've already loaded ggplot2, you've loaded Plotly package, and you've also uploaded the penguins data. We did that in a prior code cell. So make sure you go back and run that code cell if you're just starting. And now we're ready to go. And we want to create a density plot for the bill length. And we want to create a separate density plot for each species. And since these density plots are going to partly overlap with each other, we don't want them to completely hide one another from each other. We're going to use some transparency with the color fill that we use. So that means we're also going to use the alpha feature so that we can see the different layers of the density plots. So first creating the density plot in ggplot, that would be this first ggdens object. That's what we're doing. So we're going to input the penguins data. We're mapping bill length to the X attribute, and we're mapping species to the fill attribute. That will create a density plot, three different density plots. We don't want them to cover up each other, so that's why we set the transparency to be less than 1. So we set alpha equals 0.3 in this place so that we can see all three and they won't cover each other up. And then we pass that density plot, ggplot, into the Plotly, ggplotly function, and that makes it interactive. So that's what we've generated down below. And here, if I kind of hover over one of the density plots, at least the edge of that density plot, it tells me what the bill length is and what the corresponding probability density is there as well. So this is telling me that a penguin with like a 36 millimeter bill length, the density there is like 0.1. So this means like about 10% of the penguins in the Adelie species, 10% of those penguins are within 1 millimeter of having a bill length of 36 millimeters. So density plots are a little bit tricky to read. The heights are telling us a probability density as opposed to a count. But that's how we could interpret that. And we can kind of cruise along these different density plots, and moving along the edge will tell us information about the bill length distribution of each of those three species. And then we have a menu up top to do various other things like pan in and out, and we can zoom in to certain features of the plot if we wanted to.